Hello and welcome everyone. We want to welcome you to the Potomac and Chesapeake Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event today. We have some fantastic schools here with us. My name is Kelsey and I will be your facilitator for the afternoon. Before we get started, here are a few housekeeping items. Your cameras and microphones are all turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website for additional sessions. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/PCACAC. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Fairmont State University.
Thank you, Chelsea. Hi, guys. Good evening. My name is Teresa. I am an admissions counselor with Fairmont State University. Fairmont State University is located in the north central part of West Virginia. Our campus sits on a beautiful 120 acres tree-filled campus. One of the buildings that I call the heart of our university is focused here on the center slide. It's called our Falcon Center, where you will not only get to enjoy your food with Chick-fil-A, Chilaka, Starbucks. We also have 2 gyms. We have a state-of-the-art fitness center, as well as our 7-lane lap pool. So there's a lot of stuff to do here on our campus, and this just showcases a little bit of it. We do have over 100 different programs of study here at Fairmont State University. So anything from getting some undergraduate classes before you go on to grad school, or just getting your degree, you'll be happy and happy to find that here at Fairmont State University. We do have some programs that you can't find anywhere else in the state of West Virginia. One of those being our aviation program. We also have a national security intelligence program, community health education program, just to name a few. We also are part of the NCAA Mountain East Conference. So when it comes to athletics, our team really gets together behind the Fighting Falcons. You can also see some of our showcases here of our student organizations. We do have over 50 different clubs and organizations for our students to take part in. We also have an active Greek life. Just one of our Greek organizations are shown here on the slide. And then also one of my favorite student organizations are also showcased. You can see them there with the Baja Buggy. That is one of our engineering majors. However, you do not have to be an engineering student to be part of that Baja Buggy experience. When it comes to cost and value, our university does have a pretty stellar outcome when it comes to our lowest tuition, in one of the lowest tuitions in the state of West Virginia. And we do offer some of the lowest, we do offer some of the most financial aid academic programs that are structured, that are going to be able to help you graduate on time, so you're not putting in extra semesters or years. And again, those unique programs that you're not going to find somewhere else here in West Virginia. We'll help you earn that degree that leads you into an in-demand career. So you're going to get hands-on experience in all of our classrooms across our campus. And when it comes to our admission process, Fairmont State University always offers our applications online for free at fairmontstate.edu/apply. It's really quick and easy. You fill out that application. After completing your application, submit your high school transcripts. We are test optional for fall 22. However, for some merit scholarship opportunities, you are required to take your ACT or SAT. All we require is a 2.0 overall GPA for exception. And also, please note too that we are not requiring the COVID vaccine at this time either. One of our biggest events are coming up here on our campus. One of my favorites, not just as a staff member, but also when I was a student, is our Maroon and White Day, which is an open house here on our campus. It's going to be taking place October 16th, and I'll put a quick link there for you guys to be able to apply for it to come to our campus. It is a free event open to all students that have interest in Fairmont State University. And again, my name's Teresa, and this is my contact information. This is my cell phone, so feel free to either call me or text me on that line, and my email address as well. If you have any other questions, I'm always happy to help. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the schools as well this evening. Have a great night, guys.
Thanks, Teresa. Next up, we are going to hear from Mary Baldwin University.
Hi, everyone. Give me just 1 second. Let me see. I can share my screen. All right. I promise this is not my first Zoom session, but it is not letting me share my screen. Give me 1 more minute. All right, so I'm not able to share my screen right now, but that's okay because I'm still happy to present to you guys. So my name is Carly Fagan, and I am the Assistant Director of Admissions here at Mary Baldwin University. And really what I want to speak with you all today about is what's most important to us here at Mary Baldwin, and that's our students. Our goal is to help you find your fit, and many of our students have found theirs here at Mary Baldwin. Normally, I would highlight a student named Michaela on the screen, but I'll go ahead and just talk about her. And Michaela is a student now turned admissions counselor because she enjoyed her time here at Mary Baldwin so much that she wants to share that with many students for the future. Michaela dealt with a lot of insecurity in middle school and high school and was content to hide in the background of every class. Coming to MBU, where some of her peers were able to speak up in a classroom, meant so much to her, and it gave her the ability to feel comfortable sharing her thoughts among a class. If you're looking for a school that will make you as an individual feel special, then MBU is the place for you. Mary Baldwin is located 1 block away from downtown Stanton, which was voted one of the top 20 best small towns in America, as well as one of America's best main streets. MBU is one of the most ethnically diverse campuses. Our class of 2022 is 58% students of color, and our campus is represented by students from 39 states and 6 different countries. By putting our students first, Mary Baldwin wants you to take what you learn in class and apply it to the real world. We have wonderful academic opportunities from the moment students step foot on campus. Students are able to complete internships starting their freshman year, and student senior year, they all complete a senior capstone project. We have many leadership opportunities available on campus to everyone, over 50 clubs and organizations, as well as Division III athletics. MBU offers over 50 majors and minors, as well as 11 graduate degree programs, but we are adding a few more as we speak. We have roughly 1,000 undergraduate students, an average class size of 17, and an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. With class sizes this small, our goal is to make sure you're a great fit for the university, all while finding your calling while you're here. We are proud to offer 4 very distinctive programs for women at Mary Baldwin University. The first one is our College for Women, which is a unique program available exclusively to young women, even though we are a co-ed university. This is a woman-centered program that builds students' strengths and develops leadership skills. Another great opportunity we have at MBU is our VWIL program. VWIL stands for Virginia Women's Institute for Leadership and is the nation's only all-female Corps of Cadets in the country. This program builds leadership skills, as well as prepares students to enter into the military upon graduation as an officer if they do choose to serve. The third program is our program for the exceptionally gifted, which is a unique program for girls as young as 13 who are looking at attending college early. It is a highly selective program that allows these students to earn a 4-year degree. The fourth program is Ida B. Wells, which is a community for women of African descent who want to explore culture, identity, leadership, and civic engagement. I know I've done a ton of talking, and hopefully I've gotten you interested to hear about the next steps. Our applications are open, and you're able to apply directly through our website or the Common App. It's free to apply to MBU. Once we receive your application, you can expect to hear an admissions decision within 2 weeks. The typical MBU student has mostly A's and B's on their transcript, and we are test optional. Our goal at Mary Baldwin is to provide you with an affordable private university education. All students who are accepted receive merit-based scholarships based solely on their GPA. This year, our merit scholarships range from $16,000 to $22,000, and you'll receive this amount every year you are at Mary Baldwin for your undergraduate degree. 95% of our students receive financial aid and scholarships, and our financial aid packages are sent out as early as November. Thank you all so much for attending this information session. I'll go ahead and chat my contact information into the chat, but if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you, Carly. Next up, we are going to hear from Shenandoah University.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. My name is Thomas McKenna. I am the Associate Director for First Year Recruitment at Shenandoah University. So it's great to be with everyone tonight. I'm excited to share with you all a little bit of an introduction about Shenandoah. So I'll try to share my screen here. All right. So Shenandoah is a smaller size institution. We are located in Winchester, Virginia. So you can see our campus here. This is a shot of Sarah's Glen overlooking our conservatory facilities. We are, like I said, smaller size. We have around 2,200 undergraduate students. Our total enrollment is just over 4,000. So we are split almost right down the middle between our undergraduate and graduate populations. And across our undergraduate and graduate programs, we offer over 100 different areas of study across 8 different academic colleges. So there's a number of different things that our students are doing while they're on campus. I'd like to say that there's not really a cookie cutter type of student at Shenandoah. One of the things that I love about it is really how diverse and dynamic our student body is in terms of how they get involved and what they're pursuing in terms of their academic interests and their kind of personal and social interests. So we have a conservatory. We're probably best known for our Performing Arts Conservatory. We offer 19 different majors across music, theater, and dance, including a top 10 nationally ranked musical theater program. We also have a number of really strong programs within health professions, including nursing, which is our most popular major for incoming first-year students. We offer a direct entry School of Nursing. So when you apply, you're applying directly into the school to start in the program within your first year. We also have a number of other pre-health professions degrees that are offered at the graduate level, like physical therapy, athletic training, pharmacy, and different ways that students are able to apply for those with our program called Early Assurance, where they essentially are guaranteed admission if they're selected for that for one of those graduate level programs. And they're also put on a fast track curriculum where they're essentially doing a 3+3 or a 3+ program for most of those. So depending on the level of the degree, whether it's a doctorate or master's, will determine how long that program will be. So a lot of different options there. We also have the School of Business and our College of Arts and Sciences, and they're really preparing students for a number of different careers. We are not a traditional liberal arts institution at Shenandoah, so we want to prepare you for what comes next after college, whether that's graduate studies or getting your first job. So there's going to be a really heavy emphasis placed on professional preparation in the classroom through internships, experiential learning opportunities, but we also work very closely with our career and professional development team on campus to make sure our students are prepared with the skills that they need taught both in the classroom, but then also the skills that they need outside of the classroom. So they're ready for the workforce and for what comes next after college. Shenandoah does offer athletics. We are Division III. It's a huge part of our campus life. Probably about 1/4 of our students are student athletes, and we have 22 varsity teams that compete in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. At the Division III level, it is truly a student athlete experience. You are here to earn your degree, but to have that opportunity to continue competing. And we actually have a higher cumulative athletics GPA than we do as an overall university GPA. So they're oftentimes representing the campus as some of our best examples. We have students, as you can see, from over 47 different states, also coming from all over the world. And there's tons of different opportunities for our students to travel for both credit opportunities as well as just kind of a cultural immersion program. Here's some information about Shenandoah's Conservatory that you can see. Every year we have 300 different performances that are available for students to attend, all free of cost. So it's a great way to kind of go out and do things socially on campus. But there's also all these different performance opportunities for students, whether you're majoring in the conservatory in a performing arts major or not. So different ensembles, the different shows that we have. We have a marching band starting this fall. So we have a number of different really exciting ways for students to pursue their passion and love for the performing arts, even if they're not interested in majoring in that and pursuing that as their full career. Okay. All right, and then just briefly to cover the admissions process, Shenandoah does work with rolling admissions. Our application is open. It opens August of your senior year every year, and it will stay open until we close our enrollment. I do recommend apply early because there's really nothing that's going to hurt you with that. You can get your application in, start your application portal account early, and then you'll be able to monitor your status and what we need from you to complete the application. We require your official high school transcript. Other than that, we are not requiring SAT scores or ACT or SAT scores at all. So you don't need to send them to Shenandoah. We're not going to be using them in the admissions review or the review for your academic scholarships. We're just going to be looking off of your academic record. So please know that you do not need to send those to us, and you can save some money by avoiding that expense there. Otherwise, you're welcome to submit optional materials like letters of recommendation, personal statements, different things that you feel may help you stand out in the application process. And Shenandoah does award academic scholarships. This past year, they range from $3,000 to $20,000 per year. And we will be finalizing this year's ranges, I think, in November or so. So we should have more information available on our website about the different scholarship packages. Last thing I'll say is if you're interested in visiting campus, we are doing in-person visits, and we'd love to have you. We have different open house opportunities as well as daily visits Monday through Friday. So you can scan the QR code that's on this page, and it will allow you to see all the different ways that you can explore Shenandoah, both virtually and in person. So thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all. Wish you the best of luck in your college search process and hope to see you on campus.
Thanks, Thomas. Next up, we are going to hear from Kean University.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to take off my screen here.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Carrie Brosna. I'm one of the undergraduate admissions counselors here at Kean. If you don't know where we're located, we're right in New Jersey, central New Jersey and Union. So I'm just going to start off with a little video that kind of captures Kean in a nutshell, and then we'll get into some more details about the campus. Alrighty, so as you can see that there's a lot to be offered at Kean University. So here just showcases a lot of our new buildings that we have. So we do have a new business building, Heinz Hall, super exciting, just opened in 2020. So it's new to students, right, that are on campus this year. We have a new George Hennings Research Wing, which is down at the left in the middle there. That's our new science building. Of course, our education programs, we were founded as a teachers college, so we do pride ourselves on our education programs that we have. We have architecture and design. Our history building is in the top right-hand corner. And of course, our STEM majors that we have 5-year programs to get your bachelor's and your master's within the STEM programs. We do pride ourselves that our graduates graduate with 32% less debt on graduation among the national average. And although that we are pretty large school, we do have that nice student to faculty ratio of 25 students to 1 professor. And we were recognized for social mobility. Good news is that we are test optional for students that are applying for the upcoming year. You can apply right on our website, apply.kean.edu, or you can apply on the Common App as well. All we need is your transcript, so you could submit that in. Unless if you were interested in some architecture and design majors or theater majors, we do ask that you either do an audition or submit a portfolio. And all of that information can be found on our website. We do ask that you join us for our open house. We're having an undergraduate open house next Saturday, September 25th. So you're able to register online for that. That's a really fun time. It is in person. You'll be able to get tours of our campus. You'll be able to meet with faculty members, meet with current students, all that good stuff. We do have another one that is going to be in November. So if you can't make it to this open house, definitely try to check out our November open house as well. And we are also offering in-person tours. So if you'd like to come onto campus and get a tour privately, like instead of an open house, you're able to do that as well. And we also have some virtual information sessions as well. So there's many of different opportunities to come on to our campus, whether in person or virtual, to learn more about Kean. And here we ask that you connect with us, links to apply, once when you get accepted, what to do next, for financial aid, our upcoming events, and of course, how to contact us. So thank you so much for joining, learning more about Kean University, and I'll be sure to drop my information in the chat as well.
Thank you, Carrie. Next up, we are going to hear from the University of Delaware.
Hi, everybody. Give me 1 second. And there we go. So good evening. My name is Sarah Leininger. I am the Associate Director for Recruitment and Selection at UD. I'm pleased to give you a little overview of the university. So the University of Delaware is, as it would be assumed, we are a state flagship. So some of the key things there, of course, are that we are a land grant institution, but what surprises many is that we're also a space grant and sea grant institution. So we get a lot of federal funding to help our students. And so one of the things that we say in a lot of our marketing is that you really can come to UD without a plan or with a plan and see those visions come to life. So this is a group of our students doing a study abroad research opportunity in Antarctica. And so they really do a lot. We also have over 400 clubs and organizations on campus. So this is our puppy raisers, a group of students who raise dogs for those who are blind. Raise dogs, yes, for those who are blind. So whether you're wanting to get involved in community service or Greek life, there are lots of student organizations and an active community for you to be excited about. This is where we are located. We are in Newark, Delaware, which is in the northern part of the state, about 2.5 hours from New York City and Washington, D.C. So it nicely straddles the mid-Atlantic. We're also about, and I apologize for my dog if you can hear him, we're about 45 minutes from Philadelphia and 45 minutes from Baltimore. So it's nicely nestled, and we do have Amtrak service as well. So it's really easy for students to get around after they, if they're looking for an internship or after they graduate. Most of our students do stick around in this area, but I'll show you our page where you can learn about our student outcomes afterwards. So we are a state flagship, as I mentioned before. We do have about 1/3 of our students, though, coming from the state of Delaware because it is the second smallest state in the country. So we actually bring in students from 46 different states and about 68 different countries. So we are a pretty geographically diverse place. And of course, though, most of our students are coming from this area, so New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, since it is so easy to get around. This is a picture of Main Street. So we are very much a school where students stick around on the weekends, engage in the local community. As I mentioned, with 400 student organizations, there's a lot to do. And Main Street is really where most of our students hang out. So they do have the ability to go to cities, but they do not have to. There's lots to do in their backyard. So I mentioned majors earlier, and again, apologize for the dog. This is our Major Finder website where we encourage students to explore 150 plus majors. What's nice about these is it gives you a sample for your course schedule and will also directly link you to our outcomes page. Our outcomes page is where you can see what our students do after graduation. So we don't list internships that they might be doing during the academic year, but we do list if they go on to the workforce, where do they work, what's their average salary, what job position do they have, as well as graduate school. So what are they studying and where did they go? So I should mention that we do have a student body of about 18,000 students. So we are a large place, but you'll notice with some of these that the graduating class maybe had 46 students in it. So across the 18,000 students, we do break down a lot, which helps our outcomes. And our student to faculty ratio is 12:1. Our average class size is 35. I will mention as well, so while our average class size is 35, there are some students that are interested in taking their education up a notch. So we do have our honors college that students can explore. And we also were the first U.S. institution to take students abroad. So it is very much a pillar of studying at UD that you will likely have an interest in studying abroad, and hopefully you will. Hopefully the pandemic will end and we'll be able to travel freely again soon. So lots of programs, over 100 programs spanning over 60 countries for studying abroad. So I'll quickly touch upon our admissions process. We are a school that has two deadlines, early action and regular decision. Both are non-binding, so it does not matter when you apply, you will never be expected to enroll. And then we release those decisions either by early action by mid to late January or regular decision by mid to late March. So if students are a senior, we encourage you to think about early action because it just gives you an earlier decision. Some of our majors, they are all direct entries. We are most known for engineering, nursing, business, some of the health sciences as well. We have 7 colleges at the university that make up the school. Nursing is the one that, because it's direct entry, will fill prior to potentially March. So we just really encourage early action for students interested in our STEM majors because they are more popular. These are our checklist items. Just 2 things to note here. We are on the Common App and the Coalition. No preference for which way a student applies. We are also test optional for the next 2 years. So for high school seniors and high school juniors, you can apply test optional. All of this information is on our website that I will put into the chat in a minute because my dog is driving me crazy. Yes, he may be you all. So thank you for the few minutes, and I'm going to grab him. So hopefully while we answer a few questions, he will be quiet.
Thanks, Sarah. Next up, we are going to hear from Clarkson University. Oh, Chris, we cannot hear you. Still can't hear.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. My name is Chris Miner. Nice to meet you all. Unfortunately, I do not have a dog, but I hope that that will not deter you from considering Clarkson University. So let me just share my screen quickly. Okay, and here we go. Okay, so Clarkson University is a school located in northern New York. Potsdam, New York is the town that we are located in. As you can see, the campus behind me as the picture that's shown in the PowerPoint as well. We have 3,300 undergraduate students at Clarkson University. We're 30 minutes away from the Canadian border, an hour away from the Adirondack Park. We have 640 wooded acres, cross-country skiing and snowshoeing trails, mountain biking courses, Racket River and canoe. We are one of 4 colleges in the area known as the Associated Colleges of St. Lawrence Valley. SUNY Potsdam, SUNY Canton, and St. Lawrence University are also in the area. So that gives you about 13 to 15,000 students to interact with as well. So that it's kind of like going to a large school while attending a small school. So everything at Clarkson University is available to you, but you're also able to interact with students that are doing things completely different from you, like schools like SUNY Potsdam, which is more known for music and arts, and St. Lawrence, which is more known for liberal arts as well. We have a 10-to-1 student to professor ratio, as well as a 25 to 35 average class size. life as a Golden Knights. So student life, we have over 200 clubs and teams and opportunities to get involved on campus. For athletics, we are known as the Golden Knights. We have intramurals like football, basketball, volleyball, softball, soccer, and hockey. We have 9 fraternities and 4 sororities on campus. We also have leadership opportunities like student government, professional societies, honor societies, etc. For special events, as I brought up before, there are about 15,000 undergraduate students in the area. So we're able to get large performances for our Fall Fest and Spring Fest. For example, we had Jay Sean and Waka Flocka came this year. Years past, before COVID, we were supposed to get Little Yachty to give you an idea of some of the students that we're able to pull in. At a university like ours, which is typically small, we like to think that we give our students a really fun opportunity to enjoy themselves on campus. Some of the things that we require at Clarkson is that students do a professional experience. So what those are co-ops, which is a full-time, always paid opportunity, typically takes place during one of the 2 semesters, or internships over the summer, or research. We also require our business students to study abroad because we want them to have a global perspective, and it makes their resume more competitive with students when they apply for jobs down the road. After college, Clarkson ranks in the top 40 in the country, top 5 in the state for early career earnings with a median salary of $64,200. Our alumni with 0 to 5 years of experience. Our 97% placement rate is among the nation's highest, and 1 of every 5 Clarkson graduates is a CEO, president, or senior executive or owner of a company. We take great pride in what our students do after they graduate. So when you apply to Clarkson, you apply to one of our schools. Our largest schools are School of Engineering, and here's a list of some of our majors here. We're one of the top 10 engineering colleges in the US, as well as top 20 best value schools in the country by US News and World Report. I'll give you a chance to look at that major. We also have a business and law program as well, so that will be known as the School of Business. And we're also ranked one of the top 10 undergraduate business schools in the country and best value online MBA programs as well. So one thing that's unique about our business program is when you apply to our business school, you don't actually apply to a specific major until the end of your sophomore year. You actually all come in as business studies. That is because in your first year, you'll be going through kind of coming up with your entire business plan and learning how that process works as a whole, so that you kind of understand the gist of what it means to be a business major before you decide what you want to do for a career. The School of Arts and Sciences is our second largest school at Clarkson. With ranges from things like biology to our humanities. We also have like some pre-advising tracks that you'll see in here as well, like pre-teaching, pre-law, pre-health, went too far, pre-health sciences as well. So we also have the Institute for Environment and Sustainability. In these programs, you'll see things like environmental engineering, environmental health sciences, environmental policy, and industrial hygiene, for example. We also have some pre-health sciences, or also known as healthcare. Those are our pre-advising tracks that also go in there. So like pre-med, pre-occupational therapy, pre-physical therapy, pre-physician assistant, to give you an example of a few of those programs that we have as well. We also have direct entry occupational therapy. So you go from our undergraduate to our graduate level if you go through one of our pre-advising track programs. So occupational, physical therapy, and pre-physician assistant studies as well. If you don't know what you want to major in, but you know that you want to go to Clarkson, these are some options available to students that know that they want to be in like the business school, for example. Business studies is the best option. Engineering studies for the School of Engineering, liberal studies for the School of Arts and Sciences if you're on the liberal side, science studies if you're on the sciences side. And if you don't know at all, but you know you want to go to Clarkson University, studies is your best bet. Here are some of the resources available to students on campus. So student success, diversity, and inclusion. We give this to students. So whether you're a first-year student or graduate student, whether you're struggling classes or on the dean's list, we have something for you. The staff of SS and DNI are interested in your future and your success. First-year advising. So all incoming students that come in as freshmen, you receive an advisor for your major, as well as a CU Connect mentor, which is something that I act as on campus. So with your academic advisor is typically a professor in your major that you intend on majoring in. Your CU Connect mentor that you get in your first year is typically like another staff member on campus, someone like myself who can help you get adjusted if you don't feel comfortable talking to your professors, because they're usually the ones teaching you, with getting tutors or helping you get connected with club opportunities or even job placements, because we have student workers in our admissions office as well. So on to the admissions and financial aid. We are Common App, or you can use the Clarkson application as well. We are regular decision school and early decision, not early action. Just want to clarify that. The regular decision deadline is January 15th. Early decision deadline is December 1st. We do require the transcript. We are optional for the SAT or ACT this year, and 2 letters of recommendation are needed as well. You are automatically considered for merit scholarships when you apply to Clarkson, and separate applications for specialty scholarships as well. Over 90% of our students receive some type of aid from Clarkson, and FAFSA is optional and starts October 1st, 2021. FAFSA is required for need-based aid. And this is the last slide. So here's all of our social media. You can find us on Facebook, Clarkson University, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Clarkson Unib, or you can follow the admissions office at Clarkson University Admissions. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Chris. And now that we've heard from all 6 schools, I'm going to invite all of our presenters to join me back on camera, and they're going to answer a few questions for everyone. So the first question that they're going to answer is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And if you guys just want to answer in the order in which you presented, that would be great. So we'll start with Fairmont State.
So my best advice would definitely take advantage of your admission counselors and also visit as many campuses as possible. Us as admission counselors, we're here to help you and guide you. So we definitely want to, we definitely have your best interest. Sometimes even if you're not choosing our university, we sometimes have the networks that we can help you get affiliated with another college or university. So definitely take advantage of your admission counselors and visit campuses.
I would definitely agree with what Teresa said. Don't ever be afraid to ask as many questions as possible to your admissions counselors, to the financial aid office, student engagement. We're all here to help you in any way that we can. So the more questions that you ask, the better and the more informed decision you'll be able to make about your college search process.
Yeah, I agree with the first two as well, but I would also add, just go into the search process with an open mind. I think being willing to explore, even if you think you know exactly what you want. I thought I wanted a large state school until I toured and looked at it from the perspective of a student and realized it wasn't the best fit for me. So finding the right fit for you, I think, is the goal. So being willing to explore, and even if you think you have your mind made up, look at new things, look at new options, so you can have plenty of choices.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with everybody. Try to get out there, apply to as many schools as you can, visit as many schools as you can, attend everybody's open house, pick everyone's brain, even talk to current students. If you're out on a tour, maybe pull somebody aside and see, how they like it. Get to know the students, follow everyone's social media, because at the end of the day, it's whatever school is going to be the home for you. You're going to be spending the next 4 years there. You're making the investment into the school. You're going to want like a great career at the end of this. So definitely go out there, visit all the schools, get as much information as possible. And you'll know, like once when you go onto the campus, you'll know which one, like it makes you warm and fuzzy once when you go onto the campus, and that will be the school for you.
My advice now that here's the culprit, by the way, now he's on my lap and not parking, is to be a high school senior, not a college applicant. This can very easily become very overwhelming, and really just try to isolate some time in your schedule to do this so that you can still be a student, enjoy all your activities, spend time with your friends. This process can be nerve-wracking, but we are here to help you as well.
My colleagues here said it all, so I guess all I have to say is just enjoy it. I mean, this is a fun time for you guys because everyone wants you guys to go to their university, so just have fun with it. Ask as many questions as you can and just enjoy touring and visiting and talking with the students, because you really only get to do this one time, so really have fun with it and make sure.
Great advice. Our next question is, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? So they've heard from a lot of you and a lot of information. If they can remember one thing, what would it be?
That is like a loaded question, Kelsey. I think when it comes to Fairmont State University, our motto is welcome home. So just remember, we do have our Maroon and White Day coming up October 16th. So it's a great opportunity to come, as we say, come home to Fairmont State University. So check out that link, which will take you right to our website.
I definitely just want students to know that at Mary Baldwin University, the opportunities are endless for you. Whether you're wanting to start research or internship opportunities or study abroad, you can really do it all at a small school. And I know a lot of people think that that can only be done at a large school, but definitely can be done at a small school.
I would say for Shenandoah University, the one thing I would want you to take away is that, I think I said this in the presentation, there's not a cookie cutter type of student that goes here. There's a number of different ways that you can combine your interests. There are different interests that you have and explore them while you're here, and figure out ways that you can incorporate your interests with what you want to do after college. So That's not necessarily unique to Shenandoah University, but I think just given our environment, kind of the tight-knit community that it's in, the smaller class sizes, and the opportunity to explore those multiple interests that you might have, it's a very cool experience.
Our motto here at Kean University is that Cougars climb higher. So that's something just to keep in mind. You know, we have a lot of different support services and everything in order to make you get the best experience out of your time here.
I'll go with a unique fact. We are one of only 5 institutions in the country that have both a Super Bowl winning quarterback and a US president as alumni.
One thing that I like to say to students that talk with me is that if you go to a beach in Florida and you mention Clarkson University, people will probably look at you like, why are you talking about college on the beach right now? But if you go to any professional place in the world and say, hey, have you ever heard of Clarkson University? The odds are they'll say that, yes, our boss is actually from a Clarkson University alumni, or one of our best workers is a Clarkson University alumni as well. We take great pride in that, and we really prepare our students for what comes after the 4 years that you get to enjoy at Clarkson University. So if you remember anything, remember that. Don't bring us up at the beach, but bring us up at every workplace you go.
Those are some great facts. We have one last question that we'll just go through very quickly. And that is, what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
That filling out applications, I always hear filling out applications takes hours and hours and hours, and that's not always the truth. If you can set aside an hour of your day looking for scholarships or applying to universities or colleges, you'll definitely be able to do what you need to do as a high school senior. So just make sure you kind of, as I believe it was Sarah said, set that time aside for you to do your applications as long as you can continue your high school senior year activities.
I would definitely agree with that. And kind of along that note, that filing the FAFSA is a daunting task. I know it's something that a lot of people kind of dread doing, but if you ever need any assistance, reach out to the school's financial aid offices. Everybody is always willing and happy to help. And then once you've got it figured out, you can add multiple school FAFSA codes onto your FAFSA, so you can kind of knock out a whole bunch at one time.
I think from the small school perspective, the first thing that comes to my mind is that there's not as many opportunities at smaller universities to do, pursue your interests. So I think, there are certainly really strong public, large universities that can offer you great opportunities, but don't be afraid of exploring some of the smaller private schools too, because they can offer very cool opportunities for you.
I think mine would be, you don't have to be the perfect straight A student taking all AP classes and everything like that in order to get into a university or to get a scholarship. It's okay to just, be great at the classes at a regular level, or it's okay to, maybe one year you didn't do as well, but then you're increasing. So I just wouldn't be afraid when you're applying to schools. And as long as you're confident in the classes that you're taking and you're doing the best you can, there's a good chance that you'll get accepted into the schools that you want to.
The myth that I would like to debunk is that we compare students in the same high school against each other, or only have a certain number of space for students from a particular high school. Even with thousands upon thousands of applications, universities read each student individually and evaluate them based on that criteria. So if you are at a school where you're worried about applying to a particular college because it feels like everyone in your high school is applying there, just know that you're reviewed on your own merits. It's not about a certain number of spaces. We all look for diversity in our classes, whether it's your interest, your background, your personality that we get through your essay. That all can come into play. So just be yourself, and that will shine through in the process. And there's space for you at lots and lots of schools. So build a good list and it will work out in your favor.
Yeah, I guess that I'll add on to Sarah's myth, and just that something that I've been hearing is that students don't believe that the admissions counselors are actually the ones that review their applications, and we are actually the ones that do that for you guys. So it is important, like the essays and stuff like that. We do read those very personally because it is the only opportunity we get outside of interviews and things like that to really get to know who you are. So really take advantage of those opportunities. And we are actually the ones that read those. So we do care about those personal stories about you guys as well. It kind of gives us an insight about who you guys are. So really take advantage of that.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for sharing your wonderful insights with our audience. And thank you for our audience for attending today. When you close out of this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 5-question survey where we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions if interested. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/PCACAC. Thank you so much to our presenters and thank you so much to everyone attending today. I hope you all have a great rest of the weekend.